What's going on, guys? We are back for another episode of LDP's podcast. Today I'm here with
Nick Wanagaitis.
Thank you for being here, bro. I really appreciate it. So, actually, funny story about how we met. So, I saw your car outside of a restaurant in our area, and I saw you had your Instagram handle on it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to shoot him a follow, shoot him a message, see if he would be interested in coming into the podcast. I love picking people's brains. Like even just like regular people. Like I've had friends on here, and then obviously I saw a nicer car. I was like, saw McLaren. I was like, damn. I was like, I want to pick his brain, see what he does, talk to him about life, everything, see what he has to say. So I was like, screw it. What do I have to lose?
100%.
So I shot you a follow and a message, and then
Here we are.
Yeah, here we are. And you were super nice and everything. So I appreciate that, bro.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Yeah, so we're here. Well, I forgot that. How old are you?
I'm 28. 28 tomorrow.
Wow. 28 tomorrow?
Yeah, Gemini gang.
Happy
baby.
early
Come
birthday.
on now.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you, brother.
Wow, that's insane. 27 years. So 27 years old right now.
Yep, I'm 28 tomorrow, man.
28
getting
tomorrow.
Old.
No.
Getting old.
You're a child at 27.
We're getting old. Well, you are. You're young, but like when you put your body through a lot of, physical labor growing up and stuff, like it takes a toll. Like I've had rotator surgery, labrum surgery. Yeah. And at 27, it's kind of young to have major shoulder surgery.
Yeah,
so,
100%.
But it's the life you choose, right? So you got to do what you got to do.
Yep. All right. So talk to me a little bit about yourself. Talk to me a little bit about your come up, like maybe some of the first jobs you worked, how that was.
Yes, sir. Okay. So started off not really knowing where I wanted to do, right? I knew I was good with numbers. I knew I loved business. But I come from a family that's very middle class. We didn't have much, right? We had a lot, like when compared to like someone who's inner city, okay? So we had a decent amount, but we didn't have the extravagant things, right? So I was really trying to figure out what I could do, but I didn't have that many connections because I didn't have family ties and stuff, right? So I figured just work hard, right? Save up money and then figure out from there. I actually got kicked out of high school. I had anxiety issues, very bad anxiety. My parents were getting divorced. It affected me to a point where I didn't know it affected me, right? Like I didn't think about it. And then as I grew up, I started to get like, I started to go outside and start to not feel good. And I go, why don't I feel good, right? Almost like crippling. I'm like, this is not me.
From the anxiety.
Yeah, and I didn't know. Anxiety wasn't talked about during that time. It's talked about a lot now, but it wasn't talked about during that time of, I think it was 2011-ish, somewhere around there. And so I was trying to figure out what was wrong with me. I thought there was really something, wrong with me. Maybe I was sick or ill or whatever. So I was going into junior year Howell High School. And just the whole day, I'm usually a class clown. I'm very energetic. I love to, mess with people. And, I was on the football team. Like, I just love people. I love being around people. And I didn't talk to anybody that day. So the whole day, first day of school, didn't talk to nobody. Not my best friends. Had my head down on the table. Everyone was worried. They're like, yo, what's good with Nick? Something's wrong. Something's off, right? And I didn't know either. I just didn't feel good. Just felt sick to my stomach, right? So I go home. I tell my mother, I say, yo, I don't feel good. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I got a stomach virus. I don't know. Let's go do the doctor test, whatever. So we go do that. And we get to the doctor. I had a colonoscopy and endoscopy, major like surgeries that 50-years-olds do, right? Had it at 17 to see what's going on with my stomach. Something was definitely wrong. Comes back, they're like, you're good, healthy as an ox. And I go, okay. It's like, it's relieving to hear that you're not like dying, right? But it's not, because you didn't figure out what's going on. So you're still kind of like loopholed. So then I think, well, maybe it's my mental. Now we didn't, like I said, this was never talked about during this time. So it's like, I didn't know much about mental or, any issues with that. So I was naive to it. So I went to like a psychiatrist and the guy told me, oh, you have anxiety. I go, what does that explain? He goes, oh, it's like you might have situational. So like when you put yourself in a situation where maybe you just feel uncomfortable, you crumble. You just can't perform. You can't talk. Your body shuts down. I said, whoa. So he explained that to me. He offered me medication. Now, I'm a very non-believer of medication. I really don't like to rely on things or anything in that matter. I like to do it myself. And that was hard because he gave me something and I decided pretty much not to take it, right? So I was like, okay. So I'm like, how am I going to do this? I'm 17. The school told me, if you don't come in, like I was doing home instruction. They said, if you don't come in, we're kicking you out. They sent me a letter. I said, how am I going to come in? At this point, before I got anxiety, I was like 165, okay? I worked out since I was 10. So I was a gym goer. That's all I dedicated my life to, was just working out, schoolwork, whatever. And then I went from like 165 to like 130. And I'm 6 foot. So it's like, I was bone. Like I could see my rib cage. Yeah. It was literally gross,
Yeah.
you know, but I just wasn't eating, you know, I was just staying home I didn't know what was going on, man. So I ended up taking that. I was like, okay, I got to fix myself. I just don't know how. So every day I just try to do, just do something, try to go outside, try to walk around the block, because those things were very hard for me. I would just collapse. It was craziness. And then one day I looked in the mirror. I was going to the bathroom, and I looked at my bathroom mirror, and I was shirt off. It was summertime, and I saw my rib cage. I saw, what I didn't think I looked like, because I never looked in the mirror. I was just going through the days, and I looked in the mirror and I looked at myself. I said, this is not what it's going to be. Like, I'm not going to be this. Like, this is not my life. And this was a year I was just like this, crippled. So I said, I'm about to turn 18 at this point. I said, no way. I was kicked out of school. The school let me go, right? So I'm pretty much, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm up in the air. I'm 18. I have no college. I was like struggling. I had no job. I didn't know what was going on, dude. And my dad was like, you got to do something, because he didn't understand anxiety. So he was kind of hard, like, yo, like, what's going on? He didn't get it. My mom was also very confused. They didn't understand it either. So I was like, I don't know what to do. I'm nervous. I looked at myself and I said, you know what? This has got to change today. This is the day that this has got to stop. Like, I got to stop boo-hooing me and, being down, depressed, whatever was going on with me. And I need to figure it out, which I still didn't know what was really going on, right? So I said, okay. So from that day forward, I just started taking steps outside. Like I said, I didn't have my driver's license, dude. I was 18. I didn't have anything. So I was just trying to get my like regular life, like things that people just do, just, because they do, it's normal routine. I didn't have it done. So I had to learn that, and eventually took a long time, took probably another 6 months. I eventually got to a point where I was able to go back to the gym. I wasn't nervous at the gym, and the gym felt like home. So I felt comfortable. So I wouldn't get anxiety attacks there. So I started getting to the gym, and then I built back up to about 170. I got back to my regular form, my regular size, and then that helped my mental big time. Working out, releasing those endorphins, it helped me probably the most out of anything I've done. And I stayed away from the medication. I said, no. I said, I refuse to be reliant on something that's going to be like, I'm not even a person at that point. I know some people have to, and I understand that, and that's perfectly okay. But I just didn't want to be that person. I didn't want to be someone that relied on a medication to do an everyday function, to go to a movie. If me and you want to go see a movie, back then I couldn't even do it. I would lie to you and be like, I can't, bro, I'm busy. Because I was so anxious about it, I couldn't even get out the door. It was just unbelievably crippling. So those were the things I had to work on in order to do any of the things I do now, right? So now, we'll fast forward a little bit. I started a landscaping company. My grandfather passed away. It was hard, passed away early. And he left my father like $80K. Okay. My grandpa didn't have much. So that was like everything he's had. He was 80 years old. He had $80K. That's all he had. That's not a lot. You know what I mean? So he left it to my father, who my father's older. So I'm 28, my dad's 70. He left it to my dad. Now, my dad is a hardworking man, but he's not the most financially intelligent man. Okay. So he worked hard, but didn't work smart, right? Didn't have much at his age either. So he got the money from his dad, and he goes, I know you're going through some stuff, and you're way more intelligent. I was an A-B student my whole life. He goes, you're way more intelligent than I ever was. And he saw that, right? And he handed it to me at like, let's say 18. He says, you can do with this what I can't. Like, this to me would just be paying bills. This could be your break or something, whatever. So he saw that when I didn't really see it yet myself, right? So I said, okay. I was like, I respect that, but at this point, I'm immature, man. I'm 18, almost 19. I'm very immature, very, very mature. I didn't know the value of a dollar. I didn't know work ethic. I didn't know anything yet. So you don't give somebody that's going through depression, that's going through anxiety, you don't give them a chunk of money, right? Because all they're gonna do is try to make themselves happy with that money. They're not gonna be smart. They're not gonna like make a sacrifice. They're gonna literally try to make themselves feel better any way possible. And when you have a chunk of money that you don't even know a value of how to make 80K, I didn't know how to make 80K. I just had it in my hand, right, or my bank, whatever. And I just blew it. I blew it trying to make myself happy. I bought myself, jewelry at the time. Walked into a jewelry store and put down 30,000 cash and said, yeah, let me get some of that. And the guys look at me like, this kid's crazy, but it just made me feel good. And my friends around me, my peers, they thought I was cool, right? So it made me feel better. They respected me. So it just made me not feel depressed. And that's what I was in. I didn't know this then, but looking back as a grown man, I saw the weaknesses of my behavior. And I was trying to be recognized to make myself feel better, so I didn't feel depressed and sad and boohoo me. So it was a lot of weaknesses growing up that I had to like really figure out that it was weakness and change that behavior. Because behaviors are it's not a good thing to be stuck in a negative behavior setting. I was really not on a good path, man. And long story about that, I just pretty much blew it. I blew that money very quickly. I mean, probably within a year. The only thing that came out of that money blowing was I started a landscaping company.
Right.
Okay. So I took some of that money and I bought a truck. I bought, landscaping equipment, all that stuff. So out of that money, that's the only good thing I actually did with that money, to be completely honest with you. And then I started my business. But the thing I lacked then was drive. I had the money, right? Or some money. I had the equipment. I had the business set up. I didn't have drive. I didn't have hustle. I didn't want it. I was still in a state of depression.
Right.
So for most of my life, I was just in a cloud, and I didn't know it. If you would have told me back then, I'd have said, no, I'm not. I'm happy. I swear to God, I would have been like that. But I didn't realize that I was in just a cloud fog of straight depression.
Right.
And I didn't know how to get out of it, right? So from that time forward, I started working, no work ethic. I was making little money, barely getting it. I would knock on some doors. I had a little hustle in me, but not enough, not even close enough to make it, to be somebody, right? So I barely got through. We were struggling to pay bills, struggling to do all that stuff. And then say like 24 came around and I started to hit like my maturity. Everyone hits maturity, total different age. 24 I feel like was my day of reckoning pretty much, to be like, all right, bro, I thought that one day I was going to wake up and just be rich for some reason. Like in my head, my brain was telling me, dude, it's going to happen for you. It doesn't matter if you put in work or not. Like that's literally, I was so ignorant in my brain. It was crazy. Yeah. So I was almost like an entitlement feeling in my brain too, which was not where I came from. It's very strange. Right. But I just thought in my head, I'm like, yo, like I'm going to make it. Like it's just going to fall in my lap. And then at 24, I go, what am I saying? I'm like, this whole time, I've had opportunities that I just wasted, spent money on dumb stuff, right? And then on top of that, I had no drive. I had no hustle. I had damn near nothing in me to make myself successful. Right. So I'm like, how am I going to get there, dude? What are you saying to you? You're lying to yourself to make yourself feel better. Again, we're back to square one, right? So like I said, mental is so important, man. I'm telling you, more than anything else in life, your mental is, because it can cripple you. I've lived it. I felt it. It's crippling. So at that point, I realized, okay, Nick, your company isn't doing great. I mean, because you didn't freaking do anything to make it great, right? So it's like, let's sell it. I sold all my equipment. I said, this isn't what I want to do. I did this because I didn't know what to do. Right. It's not that I wanted to do that. I have allergies, dude. I have seasonal allergies. Every time I cut the grass, I couldn't breathe for 3 or 4 days. Yeah. So I'm like, what am I doing to myself? Yeah. So I sold it. I liquidated all the cash, right? 40, 50 grand, whatever I got for it. And then I said, okay, now I have cash. I want to be a numbers guy. I would like to be an investor. That was my dream. I would like to be a stock trader, something like that. So I said, okay, this is the step I take. So I ended up investing that money into crypto, I think it was crypto first. And I made a little bit of money, nothing crazy. And then I said, okay, this is what I want to do. I was like, I like this, but I got to learn more. I got to educate myself. I didn't have any college, nothing. Right. So then long story, I just did a bunch of research, got better as I grew. We make mistakes. I still make mistakes, right? We're all going to make mistakes. But I got better. I got more intelligent. I knew how to read charts better, stuff like that. And then I got to a point where I also, at nighttime, I go deliver food. So the company DoorDash, right? So at 24, I had a hybrid car I bought. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to make enough money where I want to make monthly. My monthly income was low. I want it to be higher, right? So I was like, I'm not going to do this just by stock trading at this point. I don't have enough money to do that. So I need to be more active. I need to be more hustle. And I need to beat myself up because I was so lazy for a lot of my early 20s that I felt like I needed to step up in overdrive, so to speak, and do things that most humans wouldn't do because I need to catch up. Yeah, I felt 4 years behind, you know? So I started doing 7 days a week at nighttime. So I'd do morning time, Monday through Friday trading. Saturday, Sunday, I would try to do like side hustle work, whatever I could find. And then every night, 4 to 12, I would deliver food. So I was doing, $6,000 a month at that point, delivering food. I was hustling. Yeah. And then I was, stocks, I was doing maybe 3 to 4K. So I was doing 10K and I was like 24, 25. And I said, okay, this is where I need to be. Right. And once I felt that positive energy, the positive reinforcement, because I put in the work and I saw the return. Right. I put in the hours, I saw the money. I said, okay, this is what I need to do. Exactly. And I just, from that day forward, I never stopped. I didn't look back. I mean, dude, I don't take, like, no bullshit, I don't take days off. I mean, I take Christmas off, I take Easter and Thanksgiving, and I'll cut off early on my birthday tomorrow. But I work every day.
Yeah.
And I do 8 hours to sometimes 9, depending on, how busy it is or whatever. And that's my nighttime hustle. And I've been doing that for 3 years now. And I'll never stop doing that until I feel like I'm at a point where I can rely on my other incomes to fully support me. You know what I mean? Because I don't feel like that's secured enough yet.
Yeah.
And if I take a break from there and God forbid something bad happens, like a market crash like we just went through, I would be very in trouble.
Right.
So I didn't want to take the foot off the gas. I feel like I wasn't ready yet.
Right.
So that's where I'm at now. So I'm about to be 28. I'm still doing that nighttime grind 7 days a week. I do stocks. I brought my income to stock classes. So I teach people how to trade. I charge a fee of $500, and I go over how many long days it takes to have you learn how to read a graph, RSI, Bollinger Bands, stuff like that. And I do that. So that's another passive income. And then me and one of my friends, Zach, he's all over my social media and whatnot. We flip cars. So he's in the car business, and we have a little lot, and we flip cars. We buy from customers, and we resell them.
Right.
So just little money wherever you can find it, I feel like is the best thing. You don't got to be one thing making millions. You can have 4, 5, 6, 7, and then eventually you can get to that one point.
Right.
That's pretty much my story up to now, man.
So wow, that's awesome. So what's funny? When I was hearing your story of like what you went through in high school and everything with anxiety, basically, I want to let you finish, but basically the same thing kind of happened to me. A freshman year, I was coming from a smaller middle school. I had a bunch of friends. Everything was great. I actually went to Howell as well because my brother was in FPAC, so I got grandfathered in.
Okay.
Came to Howell. First week of freshman year, had a massive panic attack, and I didn't know what was happening.
It's crazy,
right?
Me too.
Because I didn't have anxiety before that, and I didn't know what it was. I was like, "What the hell is going on with me?" I remember I'm in the nurse's office. I'm shaking, feeling like I'm going to pass out.
Teeth chattering.
Can't walk.
Can't walk.
I'm like, what
Stomach hurts. You feel nauseous.
Yeah, I'm like, I think I'm gonna die. My dad's in the office. He's like, he's like looking at me. He's like, Luke, you're not dying. I'm like, no, Dad, I'm gonna die today. I'm like,
you're so scared. You don't know what's going on.
I was like, something's happening to me, just shaking. So that kind of. That was kind of the reason that my high school experience kind of got effed up.
Me too.
I lucked out in a way where sophomore year got cut short because of COVID because I was barely showing up to school. I really wasn't showing up to school.
So you got that, like, you didn't really have to suffer through a full year.
Yeah, I had to tough out freshman year. Again, I refused the medicine also. Highly against most medications. And like you were saying, the only thing that really had kept me sane at the time was the gym.
Yeah, that's the
so
only
it's
thing.
just funny. Like it literally feels like the same story.
It's weird,
especially because it's at Howell. Like it is kind of weird. But I now this year was my senior year. I transferred over to Township, and I figured out that my association based fear was mainly about being in areas where I felt like no one could understand anxiety, right? So if I'm in the like
that's deep.
Like where when I'm in the classroom and someone's like, and everyone's going through a class, everyone's busy taking a test. When you're not allowed to go use the bathroom, you're not allowed to do something. So if I'm having a panic attack,
same thing.
Yeah. So if I'm having a panic attack or I'm getting anxious, I can't
escape. Yeah, it's almost extreme claustrophobia.
Yeah.
Was it claustrophobia?
Claustrophobia.
Because like I get the same thing.
Yeah.
So remember I told you about the movie theater?
Yeah.
That was my thing. Right.
Yep.
I felt trapped.
Right.
So any time in my life, and this is weird, man, it goes deep. Any time in my life that I feel trapped in any way.
Yeah.
For instance, a plane. I've never been on a plane.
Yeah.
Because since my anxiety, I am terrified. What if I have a panic attack?
Yeah.
How do I get out?
Yeah.
You're stuck in the air, bro.
Yeah.
I'm trapped.
Yeah.
So it makes me feel so freaking anxious that I literally just want to, like, not to be crazy, but I feel like I want to die.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather be dead and not feel this pain than, like, live through that hour.
Yeah. Yeah, it's horrible.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's horrible. And it leaves you exhausted for like days.
Yeah, your brain is mentally just,
dude,
you're toast.
Yeah.
Toast.
Yeah, you're spent. And I remember like during assemblies, I would always need the outside seat. So if I had to get up and go out.
Dude, you have the same anxiety as me. It's so weird.
I would be I would be there. So it was funny hearing that. And I transferred to Freehold Township for my senior year, where I had more friends, where I thought I would be happier.
You're comfortable. You're in your environment.
And I thought that was going to be the case, and it really never was. And I was like, you know what? I came to the acknowledgement. I'd already missed so many days.
Yeah.
My GPA was what it was. I understood that I had an effed up high school experience, and I can't really change that. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
I was like, there's nothing that's going to change by the end of the year. So at this point, for me, I thought, you know what, it just makes sense to go to work because I'm way less anxious at work.
Yeah.
I had a boss that understood kind of what I was going through. So I was like, you know what, I'll show up to work at a place that
felt safe.
Yeah, I'll show up somewhere I feel safe, where I can make some money and still be social. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that I don't feel this
Mentally
feeling
crazy,
anymore.
like you don't belong.
Yeah. So I don't feel this crazy anymore. I was like, because I'm torturing myself every
Literally.
day, and I don't even want school as my career. Like if I wanted to go to college and become a doctor or a lawyer, then I would understand, like, okay, I need to really keep going through this.
100%.
But I went through that feeling of trying to break the fear of freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, senior year. Like, I went through all the steps that I wouldn't necessarily had to take. And like, it came to a point where it's like, okay, I'm still uncomfortable. I'm not going to leave because of the discomfort, because I know that I could do this. But at the same time, like, why am I here?
Yeah. What is my purpose?
Yeah. I was like, well, what is I was like, even if I'm not anxious in here, like, what is my purpose here?
Yeah. Where is this going to take me?
Yeah.
Where does this lead to my future?
To parallel, how do you feel about college?
I don't believe in it.
You didn't go to college, right?
I didn't get my GED. I got kicked out.
I'm still working on getting my GED. I haven't finished.
Sophomore year. After sophomore year, I ended up getting kicked out. So pretty much my first day of junior year, I got kicked out for anxiety issues that the school district said that was not an excuse. They told me that's not an excuse to be out of school. And like I said, I was still doing my work, man. So I had home instruction, right? So my work was just sent home. So everything that people did in school, I was doing the same exact work, except with no instruction.
Right.
I had no teachers explaining to me. I had to read the book and figure it out.
Right.
And I still maintained A to B, an A to B average during I think it was like one what's it like it's not called semester, quarter, whatever we called it. 1 quarter of the I had A B. I was doing well, and then they sent me a letter. They said your doctor's notes from your your stomach doctor, your psychiatrist, whatever, they're not good enough. We don't accept this. They told me. I'm like, that's kind of crazy.
They told me the same thing.
I was like, that's kind of crazy, right?
Told me the same thing.
And it's crazy for you because now in this day and age, it's very much talked about.
Yeah.
I mean, it's on every celebrity, every person you see has issues, and they talk about it openly. So it's like that's even crazier. It was not as crazy for me because we didn't talk about it back then. No one did. So it's like I get how they would maybe think I'm full of shit or like I'm lying, but I was an AB student my whole life, and on a sports team, like I wasn't a bad kid. I didn't get into any trouble. I was, dude, my parents were tough. If I got into trouble, there'd be an ass beating waiting for me.
Yeah.
So there's no way I was getting in trouble. So I was very strict. So I was like, that's, if I was a bad kid, I get it. They would assume that I'm just being a bad kid, but I was never that way.
Right.
So that's what really threw me off. And so they let me go pretty much. And then from that forward, I was like, it was like it burned a fire in my ass. It took me a while to get it, remember, because in that fog, I just wasn't able to really conquer my anxiety or my depression or whatever you want to call it. I wasn't able to get there. But once I was able to find that path out, there was like a fire lit inside my ass that was like, yo, let's prove to these guys that, like, back, and I'm 24 at this point, back when I was 17, let's prove to them what I can do.
Yeah.
Let's just prove to them without a GED, without anything, I can be better than you.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in like a disrespectful way.
Yeah.
But when I was that age, I really wanted to just be at that point, I wanted to prove a point.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, you want to kick me out for being sick?
Yeah.
Not for being like a bad kid, for being sick? Okay. When I get better and I find my way, because I was kind of lost, when I find my way and I get my traction on, I'm going to leave you in my dust.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pull up to my 10-year, even though I'm probably not even allowed to go. And I'm going to pull up anyway when my door's open. And I'm going to say, what now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what's up?
Yeah.
Like, you guys are still making your 30K.
Yeah, exactly.
What's going on?
Yeah.
You can't
100%.
stop anyone from what they want to do.
Yeah.
I don't care what holds you back. It doesn't matter. If you have that drive, and it took me a long time to find it, but when you find that drive in yourself, and it can come at any age, it's unstoppable, man.
Yeah.
You can't be stopped.
That's awesome.
That's
awesome. Yeah. Okay. Paralleling. So you said you weren't a big fan of college, right? You said you don't.
No,
really
I don't believe in it.
majority.
Sorry, I went off topic.
Okay, it's okay.
I don't believe in it. I just don't think there's any necessity. Now, like you said, doctor, lawyer, accountant, things that have a lot of upside in salary,
Right.
or potential of growth in salary, or
Right.
your own business as a doctor, it's a little different.
Right.
I believe I don't like the way it's systemed.
I
think
agree.
it's stupid.
I agree.
I don't even think, honestly, and I'm not. I don't want to go into this topic too much, but I'm not really political, right? I don't believe in any party. I
Right.
think both parties are full of shit.
Right.
On that topic, I don't think anyone cares about us.
Right.
Like the government speaking. I don't think the government has our best interests in mind at all. They care about their people, their money. They don't give a shit about little of me, little of you.
Right.
They don't give a shit, bro.
Right.
It's just a human nature thing.
Right.
You're tribal. We're all tribal people.
Right.
We fuck with our people. Everyone else, they die. Oh, whatever. So sad.
Yeah.
It only hurts when someone's close to you.
100%.
So that with the whole thing with college, man, it's a money grab. The government's making money off it. They have these, unforgivable loans that you get that even if you file bankruptcy, you're not getting rid of your college loans, man. They don't go away.
Especially for like a business degree. Like I see all my
No
friends.
need.
Yeah.
No need. You have Google, man.
Yeah. I see most of my
got
friends, they're
Google.
going away to get like a 4-year business degree at like these schools in Florida,
Makes no
Arizona.
sense.
I'm like, yo, you guys are spending your
Lots of money.
50, 60 G's a year for a business degree? Like,
You can learn everything you can do. Any of that stuff you can learn on. We have the internet, man. We're blessed. You know, we have the internet. We have something that when I was growing up, I had it, but it wasn't as like, it wasn't as information on there. It was like good info, but not like now. Now it's like insane amount of information.
Yeah.
So I can just go online. If I want to learn how to be an accountant, I guarantee you I can go online. If I had a passion and I loved learning about it, I guarantee you I can learn the ins and outs of taxes in a couple months, just self-teaching myself.
Yeah.
It's not difficult. If you love something and you're passionate, look at dancers and stuff like that. And a lot of them self-teach themselves, and they're freaking incredible.
Yeah, 100%.
It's just if you love something and you're passionate about it, you can take shit to levels that other people wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
But that's just cool. We're all different. We all have different passions, and that's why I love talking to random people too, because it's like you learn so much
100%.
from someone that has such a different passion than you.
100%. 100%.
But yeah, I don't believe that's a necessity. I think you should really put your time and effort and your money into yourself.
Right.
I think you should invest in it yourself, not the college, right?
Right.
Unless, like we said, doctor, something like that, because you need it. You need that freaking piece of paper to be what you love to do or want to do.
100%.
But anything else, I'd say try for 2 years, maybe 3 years of finding your path your way, learning, self-educating, trying to open if you want to do a business or you want to work for somebody, try looking for networking. Networking for me was one of the biggest things that, without it, I wouldn't have a lot of stuff I have today. Because my connections are everything to me.
Right.
So talking to people, communicating, being a nice human, being respectful to people, right? Just that'll open so many more doors that a college could never open.
Yeah.
Because I don't care what degree you have. You go in for an interview, right? And that guy don't know you, and he's got 300 million people he's looking at, and he's like, who are you? You're nobody. You're a piece of paper.
Yeah.
But if I introduce you to that guy that has that job, and I say, hey, listen, this guy's a friend of mine, and I would really appreciate if you give him an opportunity. Give him an opportunity to prove to you that he can do to work, and then if you like him, then keep him. But if not, let him go. That you can never get from a college. No one's ever opening doors like that. So your network and your connections will do 20 million times more than any freaking piece of paper will ever do for you.
Yeah.
And that's what I believe that should be the path of what should be chosen,
Nice. So on that topic of how college can make it harder to, I guess you could say, become financially free because you have a lot of debt to pay off. A lot of debt to pay off. Do you believe that some level of financial freedom brings happiness?
100%. But it's a weird topic, right? Because I think happiness comes from within. And that's the one thing about, to go slightly off, a relationship. A lot of relationships these days, everyone's trying to make each other happy.
Right.
You notice that? Like a girl wants you to make her happy.
Right.
And then the guy sometimes wants the girl to make him feel happy.
Right.
It's very weird.
Yeah.
And we've all done it. None of us are perfect. We've all done this. And a lot of people still do it. And I don't think that makes sense, right?
Right.
Because I'm like, how could you have someone make you happy when you're not happy with your own self?
Right.
It's literally impossible. So there's that keep push back, two people just pushing each other, trying to make each other happy when they're both not happy with each other, with their own selves.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with like a lot of this stuff. It's you need to find your own happiness before anything will make you happy. Money, financial freedom. Look at people that kill themselves that are 100 millionaires, man.
Yeah.
If money was so,
Who was it? Kate Spade?
Kate Spade, what was the comedian?
Robin Williams.
Yeah, bro. Like these guys had money that we couldn't even dream about.
Yeah.
And it's like if that guy is gonna take his life, what the hell does money really get you?
Yeah.
Now, yes, it does buy you, nice stuff, right? And it allows you to do things that you wouldn't ever be able to do. But that doesn't mean you don't hate yourself inside.
Yeah.
Every human has we have our own little brain, right? And the brain tells us, sometimes it talks shit to us, right? And some brains are harder than others. My brain's very difficult. It loves to talk shit to me. So if I had $1 billion, sure, I can do a lot of good. I can help a lot of people. That's what I want to do. And I can help my family. No one's got to struggle no more. But will it make me happy? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to lean towards no. I'm not in that spot, so I don't really know. But if I had to guess based on what I have now, and if it made me happy, I'm going to say no. I think happiness comes from inside. I got to find my own true happiness. And everyone's different. Like mine, I love being at the gym. That's somewhere I'm happy, right?
Right.
I love helping others. During that time, I feel happy. So maybe that's my happiness, but someone else could be going to the beach.
Right.
Someone else could be playing chess. It could be anything.
Yeah.
Everyone's completely different, which makes us so unique and awesome. But that's a hard question. I don't think money will make you happy internally, but it definitely will make you less stressed.
Yeah.
Because you don't got to worry about paying your rent, paying your mortgage, paying your car payment,
Yeah.
getting your kids to college or whatever you want to do. You're financially free.
Yeah.
It's a crazy stress release. But the happiness thing is a weird one.
Yeah. Would you stand by this? I had someone who was like extremely financially free, came on the podcast, and what he said was, here's how I see it, right? I suffer with depression. He said, I would rather be financially free and depressed than have something else adding to the depression of not being able to pay my bills.
Interesting. Now, did he say that, would he, you probably didn't ask this, but would he give up his financial freedom for no depression?
I didn't ask that. I should have.
You should have.
I should have.
That answer would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Because that's a tough one. Because I agree, having nice stuff and having cool shit and people coming up to you, just like how we met, and wanting to talk to you,
Yeah.
and I don't feel like I'm special.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone should really feel like they're special. I think that's where the ego, the men's ego, a lot of it comes into place,
Yeah.
is when you think you're special than you are,
Yeah.
which is a problem. We can all get there with enough power.
Yeah.
Anyone can get corrupted.
Yeah.
Even me, you, anyone can get
Yeah.
corrupted. The nicest souls could turn into devils
Yeah.
with the right surroundings, right?
Right.
But it's just, that's a tough one. I don't know. If I could give away my anxiety and just like have no anxiety, be someone with not an anxious bone in my body, would I give up everything? I don't know. I would definitely. The thing is, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
So just the
Yeah.
fact that I'm thinking about it makes you understand that money ain't shit.
Yeah.
Right? Like, because if money was really shit, I would have instantly been like, nah,
Yeah.
rather have this money.
Yeah.
And I don't have a lot, so it's not like I have a lot. But I'm just saying, like, the money I do have, oh man, that is the hardest question I've ever been thought of, really, to be honest with you. Because like we suffer a lot, man.
Yeah.
Like you could be driving a McLaren and still be sad.
Yeah.
You know, you could be thinking about a mistake you made 10 years ago,
Yeah.
or a lie you told because you felt insecure,
Yeah.
or whatever. That shit'll haunt you.
Yeah.
So that's a hard one. I think I would definitely consider it, and it would be something I would have to think about. But I wish I would have known what that guy would have said, because that would have really put in perspective. He's probably very wealthy, and to see that, be like, what would you do? Would you give it all up, or
Yeah.
would you be able to live in your brain like without having anxiety?
Yep.
Oh man, I wish I would have known that answer.
It's tough.
That's a tough one, man.
Yeah, it's tough.
Everyone suffers, every one of us.
Yeah, 100%. What advice would you give? What advice would you give to a lost young kid right now, like maybe your younger self? What advice would you have given him when you were a sophomore in high school, going through the thick of it? Because there's a million of former yous watching this video right now.
That's so much to tell. There's so much to tell, because I know so much more now. When you're that age, you don't know shit. You think you know everything.
Yeah.
I thought I was Albert Einstein, dude.
Yeah.
I thought I knew everything. I thought I had life down. I didn't know shit.
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell somebody like me at my age, because I wouldn't listen to me.
Right.
That's the fucked up part.
Yeah.
If I went back in time and talked to myself, I don't know if I would have listened to me. Like if a picture of me and I'm looking at myself, I don't know if I'd listen.
Yeah.
I'd probably be like, who the fuck is this guy? He don't know
Yeah.
shit. And that's the crazy part about being young, and especially with men, we have a lot of testosterone, and it clouds our judgment
Yeah.
a lot with a
Yeah.
lot of different things.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. I was very egotistical. I was very in myself, because I suffered from so much shit that I was feeding myself this ego to make me not depressed. It was such a weird trade-off I was doing, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know if I would have listened. But if I did listen, and let's just say people that are way different than my personality type back then, I would say don't give up, number one, because you don't ever want to be that person that just gives up of what you want to do because you don't feel good or whatever. Like, I know it's hard. It's extremely fucking hard, but just push through it. Day by day, keep good friends around you. That was a big one for me.
Yeah.
Positive people. Negativity's got to go. Like, I had parents that were good parents, but they're very negative.
Yeah.
Their mindsets are very negative. If I said I'm going to be a millionaire, they said, no, you won't. They don't see it, because they never did it.
Right.
And they didn't have that drive that I had. So it's hard for them to relate to me, and how to be there. So you got to get away from that. Immediately, negativity's got it. I don't care if it's your parents. I don't care who it is. You got to get away from that, and you got to surround yourself with like-minded individuals, whatever you're doing. If you're a dancer, surround yourself with dancers.
Yeah.
If you're an entrepreneur, surround yourself with millionaires.
Yeah.
Whatever group you fit in, and surround yourself by those people that'll be that are better than you, that you can, work to their potential.
Right.
You don't want to surround yourself with people below you,
Yeah.
so to speak, because it doesn't really motivate you as a human to push yourself. Because like if you're maxed out, well, maybe not maxed out, but if you're at a point where you're better than everyone in your circle, there's no point for you to try harder.
Exactly.
You're the best. But if someone that's better than you stepped in that circle, you said, oh shit, I got work to do.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing too. Surround yourself with people that have so much of what you want that you push so hard to get to their level, and then surround yourself with more people. Add more people to that group.
Yeah.
Add more successful people, and then challenge yourself again and keep going forever. And that's really it on that one.
Did you ever think at that time as a young kid you would own a McLaren?
No.
Never?
I didn't think I was going to own a Corvette. I remember, I tell a story all the time for me and my boy Zach, and one of my best friends since we were 17, we met. And I met after I had anxiety issues. So he knew me. He didn't know me before anxiety, Nick. He knew me after. And I didn't show anybody. I didn't tell anybody back then. I was very insecure, man. I didn't tell nobody. I lied crazy so people didn't know what I had because I felt weak.
Yeah.
I felt so weak knowing that someone can go to a movie theater and I couldn't.
Yeah.
That made me feel like less of a man, less of a human. So I didn't tell. No, my closest friends didn't know for years.
Yeah.
Had no clue, dude.
Yeah.
So we would joke. We would sit on my bed. We would bullshit. We're on my laptop, and we'd look at car dealerships, right? And we'd go, oh man, look at Camaros and shit. Look at Corvettes. At the time, the Stingray just came out. It was like 2014. The new Stingray came out. It was fire. Thing was fire, right? So we were looking at it. We're like, yo, man, one day. We looked at it, 17 years old, 18 maybe. We looked at each other. We go, yo, one day we're going to get that Camaro, we said. We didn't even look at the Corvette. You know what I mean? We didn't even think that was a fucking possibility. Yeah. We're just looking at the Camaro. We said, one day we're going to get a ZL1 Camaro. We're going to get that shit. And it's amazing because, like, me and my friend both have very different backgrounds, very different struggles, very different mental. I mean, he's one of my only friends that has zero mental issues. I mean, dude. Zero. Yeah. This kid is blessed. Yeah. He has just no anxiety. He doesn't know what anxiety is. When I try to tell him my story,
we have a friend like that too.
Dude, it's weird. Yeah, it's so weird. Like I try to tell him, like, yo, you don't have this. Like I'm just saying the shit that I go through. He's like, what? No.
But you know what? I look at those people sometimes, and I'm like, not that there's something wrong with them, but it's like. How, like, I don't know, I guess it's because we've been so like wired into this kind of brain. It's like, how have you not questioned anything? Yeah, that's how I feel.
How do you not question life and like why we go through the shit? Because they don't. I think that too, and I don't mean to be like disrespectful to him because he's my boy, but I also think that in my head I'm like, yo, I feel like my brain is at a higher level than you. Yeah. And I don't mean to be. I'm not saying smarter. Yeah, because that's not what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm saying that I feel like I have unlocked something that. Maybe, I guess he didn't unlock yet.
Maybe you didn't want to unlock it.
No. I didn't want to. No, I'm not saying I wanted to. I wish I didn't unlock it. But because I did, and whatever we have, we all go through. A lot of people have this. Yeah. When you talk to someone that doesn't have it unlocked, so to speak, it's almost like you don't understand each other. Yeah, 100%. It's like you're talking Chinese. Yeah. Because I'm like, yeah, man, sometimes I get anxious going to the food store. I don't know. My stomach just starts to hurt. I'm okay, though. But I get like a cramp. And he's like, what? He's like, I get cramp when I eat like Chinese. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the? Like, he's never had anxiety, stomach cramps where you run to the bathroom, you're like, uh-oh. Yeah. No bueno. This ain't going to be good. Yeah. And it's anxiety. You're just anxious. Your nerves are shot. Yeah. So it's like he's never shaken before. Like he's never had anxiety shakes where you just can't control your freaking hands. Hands are just spazzing out. Yeah. Your teeth are chattering. It's like you've never experienced loss of control of your body. Yeah. It's fucking unbelievable. I mean, I'm happy for him because I don't want to do this shit. Yeah. But like it just feels like maybe I've like unlocked something that I know more about what this life is than him, which sounds kind of like bullshit, but like that's what it feels like. It feels like you've experienced some shit that he's never gonna do. Yeah, 100%. It's weird.
100%. Okay, so on the topic of that, we're gonna jump a little bit.
Jump around.
All right. How do you feel about crypto right now?
I really love crypto, man. I've been a believer since I was younger. I think because of how terrible our government runs shit and how we just print money because they want to print money, which means money has no value. And if it's not backed by something, something has no value, right? Like if you have a gun, you have no bullets. That gun has zero value. Right. But if I give you a gun with a clip, you have more value. If I give you a gun with 3 clips, you have a lot more value, right? So if you have back in the day, it was gold, traded in gold because you can't walk around with 10 pounds of gold. It was just unrealistic, right? And you traded for paper. Light, it was easier, and it meant something. It had a value. So per ounce of gold was per dollar, vice versa, whatever. So now we printed so much money without taking in any resources that it dilutes the value. And then we're seeing a lot of this shit now really hard with the inflation of, dude, everything is 3 times X. I mean, my food cost has gone up double, my gas cost has gone up double, and everyone's struggling with that. So it's like, That's a problem. And the people that are running the show are not very intelligent. As we can understand, if they were intelligent people like an Elon Musk character, this shit would never be fucking happening.
Yeah.
This wouldn't be a thing if we had a genius.
Elon.
I love Elon too. If we had a genius, not sure as hell not, I'm smart with this shit, but I'm not a genius. If we had someone like Elon come in and come in and be like, hey man, run this country, bro, in 2 years we'd be out of this shit. Because he knows how to he's not only a genius, he's a businessman. He knows how to run shit. And he's run shit at a level that I could only dream about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, why do we have these buffoons? Both sides. I'm not a political dude. On both sides of the field, these fucking assholes that don't know shit about shit. The only thing they know about is talking to people and manipulation tactics.
Yeah.
And I can do that too, my man. But I choose not to be that person.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that person. It's not hard to manipulate a human. And when you have unlocked a part of your mind, and when you have unlocked a part of your mind that most people haven't unlocked, you can run game around them night and fucking day. It's just not hard. But you don't want to be that person. Okay, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. But these fucking people, they've stepped into these power trips and they have all this power. They make the laws. These dudes and everyone like gets mad at rich people, and it's fucking hilarious to me. I go, why are you mad at rich people? They didn't choose the game, dude. They didn't choose how the rules are made. Blame your politicians. They're the ones that create these tax loopholes that everyone fucking complains about. Oh man, Elon Musk paid $2 in taxes. Okay, he didn't make the rule. Now, if he made the rule, you can be as mad as you want. Because if you make a rule, then you only make more money. Okay, that's bullshit. But be mad at the people that put these rules in play. Like a Nancy Pelosi who makes less than I do a year, right, on the paper, but has $100 million house. The fuck? Let me tell you something, bro. If I keep this rate of income, I will never have a $100 million house. I might have a $2 million house, but I'll never be like, what is she, like 80 years old? I'll never be 80 and have 100. It's not happening. It's just not fucking possible. You would have to be the best investor in the goddamn world. And then on top of that, you have her husband who's a financial guy. So she's making financial tips that literally everything that she could say will change a stock market, will change a stock price. And her husband benefits. How the hell is that legal? That's insider trading at its best. But no one talks about that. Because they're in power. And when you have power, no one talks about you. You're untouchable. It's fucking weird. But we get mad at people who make, $2 million, who sacrifice their whole life, their whole 20s, their family time. They don't even talk to their kids because they're so fucking busy trying to make a life for their kids that they lose the time in bonding with their children, that's a big thing for a lot of entrepreneurs. And it's like, you're mad at that guy for saving $200,000 on his taxes? This dude fucking has no life. He's rich, but he has no life. He worked his ass off just to get to that point to take care of his people, his tribe, his family, right? But you have these people in power that don't really do jack shit. They don't struggle. They don't work hard. They work like once a year, bro. And they go to a meeting and they go, yep, chamber's in session. What the fuck is that? You know what I mean? They go do speeches like we're doing here, and they make $300,000 a speech. And they do one a month. It's like, dude. How are you not mad at those people?
Exactly.
No matter what side you're on, it doesn't fucking matter. How are you not mad at all of them together? All of it together, how are we not mad at them?
100%.
Because it's I'm going to go off topic with this. I'm going to rant.
Go ahead.
But like, it's divide and conquer. It's the simplest fucking war tactic since the beginning of time. Since the Spartans, since the Romans, it's always been divide and conquer, man. The country's fucked right now, mainly because of division from the news. Who's the news sponsored by? The fucking government people. Both sides.
Pharma has their pockets.
Pharma's got their, and exactly. And whoever has their pockets. So it's like, bro, you gotta stop fighting left and right. You gotta stop fighting that shit. It's so fucking dumb. At the end of the day, it's not left and right. It's us versus them.
Exactly. But that's what they don't want us to see. That's the whole thing with the two-party system.
You can't see it.
That's why they created Black Lives Matter, All Lives Matter, the vaccine. 100%. One side's for it, one side's not for it. 100%. It's all political. Like you said. Just divide us.
It's simple. It's so simple, dude. I mean, from someone who I feel like I've unlocked a part of my brain where, like we talked about, that I can see shit clear. I can see shit very clear. I see what's going on, man. I'm not an idiot.
Exactly.
I see what's going on. You guys are in power, and if you think for 1 second that the left and the right don't go golfing together,
oh come on,
you're out of your fucking mind. If you think Joe Biden and fucking someone from the right doesn't talk and have conversation and laugh, I mean, he's kind of like delusional. He's like senile. It's a bad example. I mean, not to be disrespectful, but he's an older guy and he shouldn't be.
He should not be.
You should not be in power. You should be retired, man. I mean, if I was that old, I don't want to do that job.
Yeah.
I want to be retired and spend time with my family.
Well, he doesn't really do that job, but
Correct. People that behind the scenes do the job.
Yeah.
But the sad part, that's for everyone.
Yeah.
I think for no matter what side you're on, no matter what candidate that gets in, there's I believe, like a deep state type shit. I think there's people behind the scenes that really run the show. That's what I believe to my core.
Do you know about Bohemian Grove?
Yes. I didn't do a lot of research, but I've heard it talked about on Joe Rogan podcast and shit like that.
Yeah, like you were saying, like literally go golfing together.
Yeah.
Like
they do parties and all this crazy shit.
They do parties, they have crazy ceremonies.
Island, no one talks about that shit no more.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? That shit disappeared. That dude got killed and that conversation stopped.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like, why are we talking about that? Why are we talking about, a cop shooting this? I get it's a big thing and it's bad, but it's not. It doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
This is the mistake. It doesn't happen often. What happens is they show it often.
Yeah, exactly.
People need to get that shit understood.
And my dad's a cop, and that's why.
Exactly.
And that's why I take it more to heart because I'm like, yo, you don't know.
Family. I have cops in my family as well.
I'm like, you don't know the character of
that job
person.
is fucking hard.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I've had my encounters with cops where they were dickheads.
Yeah.
And I'm a white dude.
Yeah.
And they've been assholes to me for no reason.
Yeah.
I am utmost respect.
Yeah.
So I get it. I get that shit. Some cops are not supposed to be cops.
No.
But that's just people, man.
Yeah.
There's some people that shouldn't be doctors.
Exactly. All professions.
Yeah,
what about malpractice?
Yeah. It's in every.
No one cares about that.
No, it's in everything.
Because at the end of the day, that industry with malpractice, they hold no liability.
Exactly.
Right?
And they get insurance covered and all this bullshit. No one goes to jail for it.
Yeah, no.
You lose your license and you're on your way.
Yeah.
It's a different thing, man. Like that job, I couldn't imagine being a cop because it's just such a fucking hard job. Like every day you go out, you could die.
Yeah.
And it's not because like we're in a dangerous neighborhood, because we're definitely not. But
the media made it so dangerous.
Not even that. You don't know what someone else's mood is. Okay. Yeah. For example, we're in a good neighborhood. Freehold, Howell, great towns. Yeah. Little crime. We have like heroin. That's about it. It's nothing. No one's killing. They're just killing themselves.
Yeah.
No one's hurting anyone else. Right. So if they're in like Newark or Camden, a neighborhood that's a little sketchy, and they pull over somebody, you don't know who the fuck you're pulling over, dude.
Yeah.
You don't know if you're pulling over a regular average Joe who's a hardworking man that just wants to go about his day, or if you're pulling over someone who's a killer, who's killed 10 people today, and they're gangbanging or whatever the fuck they're doing, and you're next. Yeah. You're not putting me in jail. I murdered for a fucking living, dude. Yeah. You don't know. Yeah. So when you go to that window, before you even get to that fucking window, he could be shooting at you. Yeah. He could turn that bow, 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 and you're dead or getting hurt. Yeah. That's anxiety written all over that shit. Yeah. And if you don't have PTSD from that, you have to. Yeah. Like I said, unless you're in a good area all the time and you never experience a crazy encounter, then maybe you'd be fine. But if you experience like one crazy encounter, from now on the rest of your life, every time you go up to a car, you're fucking scared. Yeah. And you're scared. That's why they're shooting. A lot of the cops that necessarily bad cops we talk about, they're fucking scared. Yeah. And scared is lack of training. Yeah. So it all goes back to not defunding, it's funding. Yeah. We need more training. Yeah. If anything, you can weed out the bad apples by putting them through training. Yeah. Just like Navy SEALs. Yeah. How do you think you make a Navy SEAL? Yeah. No, I couldn't be a Navy SEAL. I mean, I don't think I have it in me, to be honest with you. That's fucking incredible. Yeah. And people that do that are fucking incredible people. Yeah. Make being a cop training Navy SEAL training. Yeah. That's how we get rid of shit people and bad people that can't, because you put them under so much stress, sleep deprivation. You get put under so much fucking shit, and you're a band of brothers and you're united. You'll never be anxious. If someone's shooting at you, right? You're not going to like overreact. Yeah. You're going to handle it accordingly. Yeah. Or if somebody gives you a smart mouth, you're going to handle it accordingly because you've been through harder shit. Yeah. And you're not scared of some Joe Blow when you had bullets flying past your fucking head. Yeah. It's a different type of person. Yeah. We need that type of training to police us, I think. I agree. No egos involved. Yeah. A lot of egos in cops. A lot of that shit. Yeah. With any people they pull over. Yeah. That shit needs to stop, bro. Yeah. You bleed just like I bleed, homie. Yeah. You're not special. You have a fucking badge. Yeah. If 100%. if I was a criminal and I wanted to handle business and be a bad person, I could find where you live and your whole family's gone. Yeah. If I was a bad person, like a fucking gangbanger, some head,
it's not that hard.
I can make you disappear, bro. Yeah. Like your kids are at jeopardy. Yeah. So you're going to work being an asshole to people that could fucking kill your children. Yeah. You don't know what that dude's capable of. Yeah. That type of personality is someone who's never been disciplined, never been through a hard thing or some kind of hard training because they're just so ignorant and acting a fool because they're power tripping. Yeah. So that shit needs to be resolved. So I think harder training to be a cop is 100% a necessity. That is something that we're lacking severely in the United States. Yeah. I don't know about other countries or what they do, but here it's bad.
No, I would agree. Like even in the UK, like I remember, I don't know if you know who Andrew Tate is.
Oh yeah, I watch his videos. He's fucking. My
Yeah.
girl hates him.
Yeah, I like him.
My girl, you know why my girl hates him?
Why?
You know how he talks.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
send every video to my girl, and she goes, "Can you please stop fucking sending me this guy?"
No,
I'm like, he's speaking truth.
Yeah, no, I think he's hilarious. So I was watching a video of Andrew Tate, and he was saying his car, when he was in the UK, his car got stolen.
Yeah.
The cops show up, like these two, like 105, 110-pound female
Yeah.
cops show up, and they're like, and he's like, well, are we gonna get my car? And they're like, no, we're not chase trained. We can't get to
Yeah,
your car.
facts. Like, what the
All
fuck?
we could do is a report. So he calls his boy. He's like,
Let's go get him.
yeah, he's like, yo, let's go get my
get my
fucking
car back. Yep.
And they're like, oh no, we're gonna arrest you if you try to get your car back.
yeah.
Like, you're not doing
You're
your
not
job.
doing your job.
Yeah, you're not even doing your
You gonna
job.
arrest me?
Yeah, because you weren't trained to your job.
Yep.
I'll go get my car back by myself.
Big problem. I love that dude. He's funny as hell. But
Yeah.
it's a big problem, man. That's universal. It's just such a freaking issue. And then the inner city problem too, man. I love how people that are in the inner cities, they hate, this side or that side, whatever they choose. But it's so funny how you should be hating the government itself because they put you there.
Yeah.
Me and you didn't put them there.
No.
I had no say in where someone's born
No.
or how their city is. I have no say in that.
Yeah.
But the people that do have say have never changed it.
Yeah.
So if you're really looking at a problem situation, don't look at the cops. Don't look at, if you're a black person, don't look at a white person that's saying they're holding you down, bro. My best friend's fucking black.
Yeah.
I have never once. I pick that kid up as much as I can.
Yeah.
So and he picks me up too.
Yeah.
So it's like that's one of my brothers. I'd kill for that dude in a heartbeat. That's my
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah.
I don't see color. I see personality.
Yeah.
I don't see color. You
Yeah.
could be purple, but if you're a good person, I fuck with you.
Yeah.
If you're
agree.
and if you're a bad person, I don't fuck with you no matter what you are.
Yeah.
That's where it's crazy. I don't think racism is definitely a thing because I've ran into people that definitely are racist, 100%. But I don't think it's as big of a thing now than it was before.
Right.
And I think the main thing is the media putting a light on it. And you put a light on anything, it shines, right?
Yeah.
So that's a big thing. And then also, I mean, you got the people in power keeping you down.
Yeah.
I mean, they're giving you food stamps, right? They're giving you housing. That's not a gift, dog.
Yeah, no, it's
That's
not.
a cripple.
Yeah.
That's like if I break your leg and
Yeah.
give you a crutch.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, you broke my leg, but I gave you a crutch.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
like, yeah, but asshole, you broke my leg.
Yeah.
So like they put you in poverty.
Yeah.
They literally stuck you in these shitty cities. They never built businesses around it. They never funded them. They have shitty policing in them. And then they go, well, we're going to give you some food stamps and we're going to give you some housing assistance. You'll be fine. You'll be, how the fuck am I going to be fine? Yeah, I'll live. Maybe if I don't get shot in my fucking house from a drive-by,
Yeah.
I might live.
Yeah.
And I might have food on the table. Cool. And I might have housing. Cool. But dude, how the fuck do I get out of that?
Yeah.
You're not ever getting out of it. It takes a very talented person or some type of very smart individual to get out of that situation. And I guarantee you, if I was in that situation, shit would be real fucking hard.
Yeah.
And I don't even think I'd be half of where I am today.
Yeah.
Maybe not even a quarter.
Yeah.
Growing up in that type of environment.
Yeah.
I'd probably be fucking gangbanging with these people because what
Yeah.
the fuck else am I gonna do?
Yeah.
You have no
100%.
future.
Yeah.
You have to show someone a future in order for them to want a future.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah, I agree.
So it's like that shit it's a government issue.
Yeah.
And people think, oh, we don't have money for that. Really? Could we just send $40 billion to Ukraine?
yeah.
We sent
Yeah.
fucking trillions to Iran
Yeah.
for gender
Let's fix
fucking
our
education.
country. Let's
What
fix
the
our
fuck
country.
are we doing?
Yeah.
Like I have no problem helping other countries. I'm cool with it. But how about we help us first?
Yeah,
And
100%.
then we help others as much as we want to. You can't help anyone without helping your. If I was rich and I helped people, that'd be great, right? But if I was poor, how the fuck do I help people? Right? We're just all poor.
Yeah.
So I need to get rich first. And then I'll give back as much as I fucking possibly can.
Yeah.
But I can't right now. I'm not at a point of that to
Right.
give back as much as I would like to.
Right.
It's the same thing with anything in life. You got to get yourself first. Take care of yourself first, then take care of someone else.
Yeah.
It's just no one thinks like that. They're like, oh no, put someone else first. Bro, then we all suffer
Yeah.
because no one's ahead of each other.
Yeah,
There's no
100%.
one pulling each other up. We're just at the same string.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
I completely agree. I feel like, Dara, I feel like we covered a lot. We did. You think we're good?
Yeah,
I'm
cool.
Do you have anything that you specifically want to talk about? Do you feel like we...
And we went into a lot of shit. If you have any other question, I'll answer. If not, I'm cool, man.
Yeah, I feel like we touched on everything. Do you know what? I want to ask you one last question.
Sure.
Do you have a dream car still? Because what you have, which McLaren do you
I
have?
have a 570S.
You have a 570S. Do you have a dream car that you want to level up to? Like, because I know there's a lot of people, they'll set their dream car probably at a McLaren or something else. So like that's
Okay.
that's amazing that like you achieved that goal already so young in life. You're literally still in your 20s. Like I know you said you feel like an old
feel
man.
old,
You're
but-
still in your 20s. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's crazy. Most people will never achieve that. I would say you're definitely in the 1%. Like a lot of people can't make that happen. So I commend you for that. But
Thank you, appreciate
do you
it.
still feel like you want to level up from where you are right now?
Of course. So we'll end with this then. I really think that if you don't have a goal, you're stagnant and you're not a very good human when it comes to, you got to push yourself, man.
Yeah.
You're not at your best as a human being, like I said, until you push yourself, and don't ever stop. Once you stop, you're complacent.
Yeah.
Once you're complacent, you're comfortable.
Yeah.
Once you're comfortable, you cease to try. You're just stuck.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, Americans in general, are stuck in that 9 to 5. They're comfortable. You know, they make $5,000 a month after taxes, let's say, and they're comfortable. They're like, I have enough to pay my rent, or mortgage, or whatever. I'm good. Once you get comfortable, it's over.
Yeah.
Your life, just say goodbye.
Yeah.
You're fucking done.
Yeah.
You're never gonna get to maybe something you wanted to do, or take care of your family. $5,000 a month don't take care of fucking nothing. You ain't gonna have money saved.
No.
Not in Jersey. Maybe somewhere else, but not in Jersey.
Yeah.
So it's like, there's no, like, you got to keep going. So yes, I always have a goal. So remember with the Camaro story, right? When I wanted the Camaro, I ended up getting a Corvette first. That was my first car, a Z51. Then I think it was a year or two later, I got the Z06. Okay, upgraded. Then after that, I got my Audi R8. And then after that, I got my McLaren. This was all within about a 6-year stretch, 5 to 6 year stretch. So yes, you always have to put a goal. Because if you don't put a goal, why am I going to get up tomorrow to work? If I have my McLaren right now and I don't want nothing else, I'm cool with this 570S. I'm happy. I'm happy with the house. I'm happy with everything. Why the fuck do I get up tomorrow and do 8 hours?
Yeah.
Why do I go out tonight, a couple hours after this, and go hustle and go deliver food? Why would I do that?
Yeah.
No point.
Yeah.
I can just do my basic shit and play Xbox all day.
Yeah.
What the fuck? But what kind of fucking life is that?
Yeah.
It's not a life I want to live. Maybe someone wants to live that life, cool. But it's not a life I want to live. I want to be somebody who one day, I don't want to be famous at all, never want to be famous, but I want to be like neighborhood famous. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I want to be like my town famous.
Yeah.
I want to go around my town and people know, oh, that guy, he helps a lot of people around here.
Yeah.
Or like he came from, humble beginnings and now he's, driving a Bugatti around town.
Yeah.
Around this little fucking Howell township,
Yeah.
That's what I want to be.
Yeah.
I don't want to have everyone know me. I don't like that shit. I don't like that people commenting on me that don't know. I don't like that shit.
Yeah.
I just want to be like, community famous.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
And you have to have a goal, man. My next goal would be a 600 LT McLaren. My goal after that would be a 720S McLaren. And my goal after that would probably be a Lamborghini Aventador.
Wow.
And then if we want to go further, I'd like to be at a Bugatti one day, man. That's somewhere in that $1-2 million car range. That would be my. But then after that, I'm going to want something else, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what that'll be.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that will be.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, if I do get a Bugatti, and I hope to God I do, I'm probably going to want like a freaking jet.
Yeah.
Or some crazy shit, because it doesn't stop. That's the
Yeah.
one thing. But you got to stay like humble enough to give back. You can be proud of yourself. Don't mix up humble and not being proud of yourself. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
People like to dwindle your shine.
Yeah.
Fuck that, dude. Shine, but don't be an asshole. Do what you want, buy what you want, live your life. Just don't be mean to people, right? Don't shit on people. You know what I mean? And try to help people when you can. I think you can be I'm a very confident individual. I feel like you can be very confident and you can be almost like a non-humble type character, but people can see you like that, but just don't be a dickhead.
Yeah.
It's a big line crossed there when like you're helping others and you're good at something. Hey, like Elon, he's the best at what he does. Who the fuck's gonna argue that?
Yeah.
And he knows it. He's like, yeah, I'm fucking smart.
Yeah.
I'm very smart. And he knows that shit, right? But he doesn't like dwindle other people's shine.
Yeah,
He doesn't
no.
like, yeah, you're dumb.
Yeah, no.
He never says that.
Yeah, no.
But he does know his worth.
Yeah.
I think everyone needs to know their worth. And we can end it right there, man. Everyone should set goals and you can just keep going to one to the other and don't get complacent. Once you hit a goal, immediately, when you get that car, that house, that new job, immediately say to yourself, what's next? Take maybe a second to enjoy it. Take a second, pat yourself on the back, be like, good job. You fucking did it.
Yeah.
Great. Proud of you, bro. Talk to yourself.
Yeah.
Be happy with yourself. But also say, we're not done.
Yeah.
Mark a new thing, keep goals in your head, and then it's on to the next.
Yeah.
And that's it. Let's end there.
Perfect. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate
Thank you, brother. I
coming on, bro.
appreciate you, man.
No, thank you. I really appreciate it. Guys, don't forget to like, share, follow, subscribe for more content. And I'll see you for the next episode.
Bye, guys.
Peace.